I went to Orlando recently for the Military Influencer Conference, and I had one objective while I was there. I had to ask them, what is it that my boring businesses need to know about military life? Well, let's watch and find out. Hey boring business owners, and welcome to my channel where I help your message get seen in that cluttered newsfeed. If you're looking to crush it with social media and online marketing, you're gonna want to hit that subscribe button below so you miss any more videos from this channel. It's gonna help you with your social media and online marketing goals. Like I said, I am back from a fantastic conference. It's very much focused on everything self-development, community development, and business development for the military community, whether it's veterans, active duty, or their spouses. This conference was this amazing community of people who are out to do something with their title of hero and bringing back and giving back to this community that they love so very much. But while I was there, I had to ask them, what is it that brands and marketers need to know about military life so that you guys can market to us better? And here is what they had to say.
And I think the real answer is, right off the bat, is speak their lingo. So if you can do some research in the area of things that they like or things that they know, and you speak that lingo to them, I think you got a good shot at getting your message across.
Here's a couple things to remember. Number one, not everything needs to be camouflaged. If you're marketing to women in the military, certainly not everything needs to be pink camouflaged, and not everything needs to have a flag on it. Yes, we are a very patriotic group because we are proud of our service to this country, but not everything has to be camouflaged in American flags. Remember that if you are going to market to a specific audience, that you should always be researching who they are, what they're about, and what you can do to serve them. It's really not that much different than marketing to any other audience, but you have to remember, you don't need to do a whole bunch of special stuff.
The thing that brands need to know is that they need to have a conversation with military families and military spouses and veterans. Instead of speaking at us to what they think we want or need, that they actually get into the weeds and the trenches and really connect with those that are in the communities doing things. So a lot of times I feel like there's content created or programs created or any kind of advertisement created, and I'm looking at it like, that does not speak to our life. And so people have a perception of what military families' unique journeys look like, but unless you're in it and you have the advice of those that are kind of going through the journey strategically, that's the best way to do anything. So that's what I would say, like one thing that people or brands should know.
You don't necessarily need to have a certain type of branding to reach your military audience because we're all different. We're all unique and we're all regular people as well. We're not just military families. My biggest stickler is when I see photos that are just not accurate, and you look at the photo and you can tell it's a stock image, or the person taking the photo or styling the photo did not do a good job of understanding military community. So my biggest thing would be, if you're trying to target and reach military families, have a military advisor in your marketing campaigns so that they're taking accurate images that portray that military life and the people that you're trying to.
So I know it sounds really, really silly, but really dumb stuff, like if the uniform is not right, or if the guy has like a beard, or he's not wearing his hat outside, or just stupid stuff like that, immediately just turns you off. One of the biggest mistakes I see when I'm reviewing books is when they get all that wrong, or they're talking about someone in the Marines but they put them in an Army uniform. Just little things like that you wouldn't think would distract you from the brand, but it totally checks you out.
I could tell brands who are trying to reach the military audience anything, it is market to the spouse. My husband's been in the Marine Corps for 20 years. I've made all the decisions for what we purchase and what we don't since we were 19 years old. So you need to appeal to the spouse, reach them, find out where it is that they live. Bloggers are a good place to find that, podcasts, but we are your consumer. We're the ones that are going to spend the dollars.
It's important for companies and brands that market to the military community to understand a few things. The first of which is that most major purchasing decisions are made by military spouses. 87% of spouses will tell you that they shop with brands and they're loyal to brands that offer a military discount and target the military as consumers in terms of spending. $67,000 a year. That's your average yearly salary. That's the amount of buying power that a military family possesses. So where do they spend their money? Well, studies indicate that almost 80% of military families are saving for vacations or saving to buy a new car. So the point is that we do have information on their consumer spending habits. It's important to understand that when you market to them, you need to be in a diverse group, not just placing all of your advertising dollars in one bucket, but spreading it around so that you can reach different demographics inside the space.
So if I could tell brands one thing about doing business with the military, it would be that it's different, and you have to understand how it's different. You have to understand that it's a top-down culture, and that there are rules and regulations on how you do things. So you can't just go in and do it how you've done it everywhere else. You have to take a little bit of time and understand. And if you do, you get rewarded with a very loyal customer base that will help you spread the word.
Just take the time to care enough. You know, it's one thing to have something valuable that you want to offer to someone, and one thing, you know, some kind of system or service that you think is going to help them. But if they don't have the experience that you actually care about the challenges that they face and the things that they're going through, you're going to have a real hard time getting through that hurdle, and so it's going to create a barrier between the relationship. So I would say take the moment to just find out about what their real challenges are, connect with them as a person, and I think that you'll have a real opportunity to provide something of value to them going forward.
We really care about quality. It may seem like we move really fast, you know, we eat MREs, we move 10 times, but we still care about quality service because we give quality service. And that excellence is one of our core values. So service for self, excellence in all we do. So we wish that outside organizations reflected the values and core values that we have. So if we give you excellent service, we expect excellent service in return. No broken packages when we PCS. MREs can taste good. Stick some mud sauce on it.
Mud sauce, so good. It'll make your
MREs
delicious.
will taste delicious. So that's all I would say. We pride ourselves in giving excellent service and giving you all we got. We expect the same in return.
What I would like brands to know is that as a military spouse, we're not just standing behind our spouse. We're not just at home cleaning, cooking. We are entrepreneurs. We hold down the home front. We handle all the moves. We handle all the emergencies. So I feel like any sort of strategy targeting us should be very strong, courageous, and just more intellectually geared. We're not a cookie cutter group of spouses.
We're a very transient community. We tend to go with the flow. So be a little bit more inviting and comfortable and flexible in their brand and marketing approach.
From my standpoint, the military consumer tends to be the military spouse. So all your creatives and all your marketing towards us don't have to always be so masculine. We love to see the family reflected in it, and we also like to see military spouses reflected in it too.
I would tell brands that as a military spouse, I don't like being anyone's plus one. A lot of times in the community what happens is people have events and conversations about veterans, and we love our veterans. My husband's active duty, he will be a veteran someday. I love the veterans, and I love that there's so many conferences, activities, sessions for veterans, but what they tend to do is, and military spouses can come, and it makes us feel kind of like a plus one. We don't want to be a plus one. We want to know that we're invited from the beginning, that we're welcome into your project, your session, your marketing. Like, we serve veterans. How about we serve military families? We serve military affiliated, military families and veterans, something like that, so that we feel less like a plus one and more like you want us there from the start. And for those of you who are trying to get active duty families involved, you definitely want to market towards the military spouse, because we run the home, we run the house, we know what's up, we kind of steer where our family's money goes. So if you want us to spend it with you, you need to attract the military spouse and come to us first. So I would just recommend put us into your marketing, say military spouse by name, say veterans and military spouses, or veterans and military families, so that we feel like you want us there from the beginning.
Awesome. And then Nick.
Even though there are a lot of similarities in military culture, we're not all exactly alike. We're not all exactly the same. A lot of brands right now, if you look at them, it's the machine guns and the helicopters, and even though that does speak to a demographic, that's not all of military. Know your audience. Find your local area or wherever you're reaching out to in that demographic. Do your research. Find out what they're doing, where they're going, what they're partaking in, and kind of mold it based off that.
I would tell brands that the first thing that they need to do is really understand those pain points of their ideal client. If they are going to be working with military or military spouses, then it's necessary that they really reach out and make sure that they are able to speak their language and know how to market to them well, so that their images, so that their copy and everything really flow well together, so that they can best market to our community.
To make this as simple as possible, I would encourage them to stop hiring actors, come to an installation and interact with the real thing. We have phenomenal military spouses. We have service members who have no problem sharing and telling their story. They just need you to reach out to us and communicate in a fashion so it's believable and realistic, so we can continue giving back to the greater community.
I hope that you enjoyed it as much as I did, getting to actually talk with all these people and ask this question for you. If you're looking to learn more about what this Military Influencer Conference is, you're going to watch this video right here where I kind of break down why you should be there and how it's going to be beneficial for you. And if you're looking for like a really fun behind the scenes thing, you can watch this video right here. This is my vlog of the Military Influencer Conference. And like we always say in military life is never goodbye, it is see you soon. So until next time, I will see you soon.